Hi guys, welcome to Grandma's Kitchen. Today I'm making chicken and mushroom curry. The following ingredients I've got 1 kg of boneless chicken, which I've already chopped and prepared. And I've got 400 grams of mushrooms, 400 grams of tomatoes, which I've already blended. And I've got 60 grams of oil, 45 grams of coconut milk. I've got 370 grams of onions, which I've already peeled. 20 grams of ginger, 20 grams of garlic, 3 chilies, but that's optional, 2 spring onions, which I've already chopped, and coriander to garnish, I've already chopped. And the following spices I've got 1 tablespoon of fenugreek dried, that's methi, and then I've got 2 bay leaves, 3 cloves, 2 black cardamoms and 3 green cardamoms, a teaspoon of Kashmiri powder, teaspoon of Garam masala, teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of Paprika, teaspoon of garlic powder, tablespoon of salt, teaspoon of cumin seeds, and half a teaspoon of hing. So let's get chopping. So we're going to chop the onions finely, and then we'll get the mushrooms ready. And we're going to start cooking. Chopping the mushroom, but I'm not going to, I'm just cutting them into 2 halves. So, because I don't want to finely chop them. You want that taste with the chicken when you take a big bite of it. Right guys, so let's get cooking. We'll put the pan on and then we'll put the oil in. This is a very indulging recipe. It's got coconut milk in it. I'm sure it's going to be very yummy. So I'm just adding the oil in. And we'll add the cumin seed in, and the cardamoms and the bay leaf. I'm just going to add the cumin seeds in, and the bay leaf, and the cardamoms. I've already got them into 2 halves. So I'm just roasting this for a couple of minutes, and then I'll add the ginger and the garlic in, and then we'll add the onions in. So we'll just fry that for a couple of minutes, and then we'll add the onions in. Just put it on medium heat. Right, so I'm just adding the onions in. Just give that a mix. Right, so I'm just going to add the salt in. And then we're going to cook the onions for about 10 minutes, and then we'll add the tomatoes in. So guys, it's been 5 minutes since I've been cooking the onions, so I'm going to do another 5, and then we'll add the tomatoes in, and then we'll cook the tomatoes till it releases the oil, and I'm also going to add the spices in between. Right guys, so it's been 10 minutes and it's released the oil, so I'm going to add the tomatoes in. I'm also going to add the spices in now, all the spices. And the green chilies. And then we'll cook it till the tomato releases all the oil. Stirring it every now and again so it doesn't stick to the pan. So it's been about 2 to 3 minutes, and can you see the colours changing? So I'm going to do this till it releases the oil. The onions is separated from the oil. So it's been about 8 minutes. So now I'm going to add the spring onion in. before I add the meat in. And give that a mix. Right, so guys, so can you see it's releasing the oil? So I'm going to add the meat in. You've got to get the base right. If that's not right, the meat doesn't really taste that nice. So the cooking process is that you've got to get it right for the torga. Just going to add the chicken in now. Give that a mix. Make sure you mix it really well. Because you want all that seasoning to marinate in the chicken. Just added the coconut milk in, and then we'll get that good mix. And then I'm going to cover it for 5 minutes, and then in between I'll just get a bit of mix so it doesn't stick to the pan. So it's been about 2 minutes now since we added the chicken in. I'm going to do another 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'm going to add some water in, and I'll add the mushrooms in as well. Cover, and then we'll come back to it. It's been 5 minutes. Can you see it's released all the oil? It smells absolutely delicious. So I'm going to add the mushrooms in. Get that mix. You can serve with rice. You can have it with roti, naan bread, whatever you fancy it with. So I'm just going to crush the fenugreek, and then just leave it for a couple of minutes, then we'll add some water in it. Right guys, so I'm going to add the water in. So I've added 700 ml water, and we'll let that cook now. We'll bring it to boil, and I'm going to let it simmer, and I'm going to cover it and put it on low heat once it's boiled. Right guys, so it's been simmering away for about 10 minutes. Just look at the colour and the gravy in it. So I'm still going to leave it for another 5 minutes, and then we'll come back to it and I'll show you. Right guys, so I'm going to turn the gas off. So since adding the chicken in, it took 25 minutes, but the whole process, like doing the onions and everything, about an hour. So luckily, depending on your heat. So I'm going to turn this off now, and I'll show you once I dished it up. Guys, I finished making the chicken and the mushroom curry, so I'm going to garnish it with the bit of coriander. I did garnish it before as well. I love my coriander. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching me make this recipe for you. Do give it a try and let me know in the comments below, and I shall see you in my next video.